Today on Ricki, they're coming out, but are they coming clean?
The day I proposed to my wife, I said, "Will you marry me?" And I'm attracted to men.
Are their alternative relationships destroying their family?
Why would he marry my mom if he knew this?
Mixed orientation marriages don't affect just the husband and wife. Front and center in the massive pain and confusion are the kids. That is the case with our next guest. A few years ago, she learned her dad was gay, and she's still struggling with it. Please welcome Amy to the show. Ooh, your shoes are cute. Hi, Amy. Wow, we have rival heels. Pleasure to see you. Thank you. I'm really glad to have you here talking about this, the adult child of a parent that comes out. When did your dad come out to you, and how did it affect you?
He actually came out to me, we had a conversation, the two of us, when I was 20. I guess maturity, time. Time kind of heals a lot of things.
Welcome back. Mixed story.
It's 7 on Fox 4.
Welcome back. Mixed orientation marriages don't affect just the husband and wife. Front and center in the massive pain and confusion are the kids. That is the case with our next guest. A few years ago, she learned her dad was gay, and she's still struggling with it. Please welcome Amy to the show. Ooh, your shoes are cute. Hi, Amy. Wow, we have rival heels. Pleasure to see you. Thank you. I'm really glad to have you here talking about this, the adult child of a parent that comes out. When did your dad come out to you, and how did it affect you?
He actually came out to me, we had a conversation, the two of us, when I was 20.
And you're doing a lot of work publicly to help others.
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
Just in this last year, I met two other kids who are kids of a gay dad. And all of our dads were born within 3 months of each other. And so we started this project called the Gay Dad Project, where we're all talking about what it was like to grow up with a gay dad and how it felt when he came out. And it's great.
And so what is your group trying to do? What message are you trying to get out there?
Well, we're just trying to talk about it because I think it's an underrepresented group. When my dad came out and when I was dealing with this, I found books on how to survive a divorce. And then I could find books on how to come out and what it means when you come out. But there was nothing.
What do you do when your parent comes out?
What do you do when your parent comes out? And it's been great to be able to talk with them about that, and they get this part of me, and we're just trying to spread the word and reach out to other kids and talk about it.
And it's still a work in progress. It's not something you're totally comfortable with, but you are getting there.
I accept my dad, and I love my dad, and I'm not angry at him anymore, but it's a progress.
Wow. Well, you know what? Wouldn't it be great to talk to her dad? Yes. Well, he's here. Coming up, we will meet Amy's dad, so please stick around.
Next.
I know you were listening backstage, and I understand you had some sort of revelation?
Yes, I could tell all 4 years in high school that she hated me. I didn't know why. I learned that today.
Wow. Oh. We are back talking with Amy, who learned her dad was gay when she was in college. Why don't we meet him? You ready to meet Pete? Yeah. Come on out. Hi, sir. Welcome. Thank you for being here.
Glad to be here.
So I know you were listening backstage, and I understand you had some sort of revelation?
Yes, I'm constantly learning, and I learned something when I was sitting out here that I never knew.
What's that?
I could tell all 4 years in high school that she hated me, that we just never got along. I didn't know why. I learned that today.
Wow. Oh. Wow. So you always suspect you had no idea that it was that she knew that you were gay.
No, I thought there were other things, you know, and then it's normal father, daughter. She's always been headstrong and outspoken, you know.
And you have to
She
love
does a
that
good
about
job.
her. She's a strong woman.
She is. She is.
So for you, I mean, how was it raising a family, being married, knowing deep down who you truly were was not in this
Like she
lifestyle?
said, things were different when I was married 30 years ago. Back then, I knew that I wanted children. I wanted a family. I wanted to be normal. I was a teacher, and back then you couldn't be a teacher and be gay. I wasn't strong enough to come out as a gay person and live a gay life.
You were from Montana, which is very conservative, very small town.
I was living in Ohio at the time. I met my wife in Ohio, but we moved out to Montana before we got married. But also, I hoped that marriage would change me. I thought if I marry a woman, maybe things will happen and I'll learn to love her and I'll get over it. I know now that doesn't happen, but...
So what was it like? I mean, did you carry a lot of fear in coming out and what that would do to everyone around you?
Yes, I'm basically a shy person anyway, and
You're not showing it here today.
well, like I say, I've learned a few things, and the hard part is past. After you come out, there's such a sense of relief. It's so much better to be who you are. You don't have to pretend anymore. But I was afraid of rejection, and I was afraid of losing my job. I was afraid of losing my family. And in Montana and other states, it's still legal to be fired, to be denied housing
Because of your
you're
sexual
gay.
orientation.
Yes, and there's no recourse.
So as far as, I mean, today, you know, obviously you're having a bit of a revelation with your daughter. I mean, are you proud of her and the fact that she is taking this experience, which has not been easy for her, and turning it into such a positive by helping others?
Fantastically proud, yes.
Would you like an opportunity to say anything to her?
I'm proud of what you're doing, and that's an understatement.
Even though she hated you way back when.
It was rough. It was rough during high
There's
school.
always room for change, and I feel like this makes up for the past. I mean, that's my feeling.
And are you in a relationship now?
No, I'm not. I'm single.
You are?
I've been divorced going on 3 years.
Because I have to say, I mean, you know, whether you're in a living, I don't want to say a lie, but if you're going down this path of being with a woman when you're attracted to men and you admit to being homosexual, you know, I think other people are in loveless marriages where they are heterosexual, but they're unhappy and they're not in a loving relationship. I think you have a lot to teach when you're in a loving relationship, regardless of who you're with.
Right. First of all, I don't think I was living a lie. The day I proposed to my wife, I said, I've got a question and I've got a statement. The question was, will you marry me? And the statement was that I'm attracted to men.
But
and you called me a jerk once for saying that, but it's the truth.
I think that gets into some that's touchy grounds. Because,
Wait, why?
Because the communication, I mean, what you were conveying, maybe you thought you were conveying, I am gay, but in what you said, that message might not have been received that way.
That could be.
And that's been the heart of like a lot of pain.
Now, why? Because you weren't even there. You weren't even a thought in the head. So
No, but
it seems like you feel personally attacked.
I just think that it's heavy water between my parents.
Between your parents.
And that's been the source of contention, and I would love for them to be able to get past that and not concentrate on the details of what happened, when and where, and whether I said this or said that, because what happened was 2 people got married and you had 3 kids. And we should focus on the fact that you have 3 kids, and so the marriage didn't work out, and so there's negative feelings from it. I felt lied to for a long time. I understand now why you would have gotten married, why you wanted a family, you wanted that, and I think that I think that we just get into negative stuff.
I think it's very complicated. I mean, I think it's
incredibly complicated.
It's a, you know, and I imagine you loved your wife when you married her.
Well, I wanted to love my wife, and I hope that marriage would help that love develop. Looking back, I don't think it was real love. I think it was other things. And I don't know if I can define that, but I felt like...
You did the best you could.
I did the best I could, and the point I wanted to make before was, I don't think I was living a lie. I was trying to be honest and tell her ahead of time. I didn't...
But when you're pretending, I mean, to the outside world, everybody saw us as the mom, dad, 3 kids, dog, cat family.
I was trying to make a marriage work.
But so there's nothing. I mean, obviously, I think that there is something wrong with that. I think that you should be able to love and marry who you want.
I agree, but things have changed.
But what I'm saying is that's why I feel like I was lied to, because we're putting on this projection to the outside world that we're this type of family, and obviously we weren't. We aren't.
So I tried and I made some mistakes, but I think my intentions were good. I think I did the best I could. I wanted to be a good father, a good family man. It's just, it didn't work out.
But it seems like you have a really good relationship. I mean, you still have a lot to work on, but it seems like you've come a long way.
Yeah,
I mean, I know so many families that don't even have any sort of contact with one another because they just walk away from it. So the fact that you are here, that you're doing the work that you're doing, and clearly you love your dad. It seems like the past maybe needs to stay in the past and work forward towards resolving this for the here and now. Thank you so much.
Future.
Awesome. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you. Thank you so much for sharing your story. Thank you for the courage and being here.